Hello everybody, welcome back to another Arcane Odyssey build video, and in today's video I'm going to showcase a build that kind of makes you feel like you are a boss in this game. Gigantic attack size, massive damage, cool fucking weapons, all the whole 9 yards, whatever you can think of. So, a few things to get started. You're going to need attack size accessories and, of course, attack size armor pieces. Now, titanium armor with the archaic modifier is good enough, right? Gives you 20 attack size, gives you a bunch of defense. It's really all you need, right? If you get sunken iron armor, that works just as fine too, because it's even better, right? I mean, look at the attack size difference. It's 11 more. That's absurd. So, I mean, you could use that. Well, you're probably wondering, well, how the heck do you get them? You get them from just doing treasure charts or trading with other players. The archaic titanium leggings and chest piece really aren't worth that much, so you can trade for them for like 9,000 galleons. Whatever. Accessories, same thing. You're going to want an archaic titanium helmet of any kind. It can be bucket helmet, it can be this one, it can be the regular titanium helmet. They all have the same stats, doesn't matter. Get the archaic one, same way you would the regular stuff too. You can either use a powerful power amulet, but that's archaic, or you could use a archaic attack size amulet. Really, it's up to you. I recommend the power amulet, but hey, I'm not your boss. You can do whatever you want. And for the last accessory, you're going to want a Crown of Ravenna. Crown of Ravenna, or the Rear Admiral's Cloak, which gives you hella attack size if you put a Atlantean Essence on it, but not every player is going to have that, so it's honestly going to just be much easier for the player to go ahead and obtain a Crown of Ravenna. Now, what gems should you use? It's kind of obvious. You're going to want Energy, Perfect Energy Malachite. If you can't make these, ask someone around. If you see me in game, I'll make them for free. I don't charge anything. You just need to have the materials to make them, otherwise I'm not going to do it. So, yeah. And of course, moving on to the weapons, we have ourselves Colossal Greatsword, the Lion's Halberd, and a Twin Swords of your choosing. Now, for the reasoning for this, the Lion's Halberd has some of the highest damage scaling out of any Warlord weapon in the game right now, so it's going to give you the most bang for your buck, including your attack size, especially when you infuse it with Dense, which is what I have on right now. Now, it doesn't actually do more damage than the Colossal Greatsword does. The Colossal Greatsword is actually stronger, but this one has significantly more attack size. Of course, they're both infused with Dense, and the Twin Swords are, infused with Swift for the attack speed bonus. So, of course, these are the moves that I'm using: Striking Gale, Mountain Wind, Devastate, Tempest, and whatnot, which is just kind of average for this moveset for this weapon. The Mountain Wind is really, really strong. Striking Gale is absolutely gigantic. And, of course, Tempest is also absolutely gigantic, and Devastate for the same reason. Like, I literally just... I killed something up there. Yeah, okay, well. Yeah, that just goes to show how gigantic this attack size is. And, of course, Devastate, which is a very powerful move because its range is very deceptive and can help a lot in PvP. And, of course, similar kind of moveset with the Colossal Greatsword, Tiger Rush, Striking Gale, Colossal Cleave, and Tempest, of course. Now, unfortunately, you can't put that many moves on the Colossal Greatsword, so I actually was forced to reuse 2 of the moves I already have on the Halberd, Tempest and Striking Gale. Thing is, though, is because it has less attack size, technically the Striking Gale will go further and moves faster than the one on the Lion's Halberd does, but it's really just up to choice of whether or not you're using it. Of course, you're using this for Colossal Cleave, you're not using it for any other reason. Which, as you can see here, Colossal Cleave goes through this entire hallway and hits everything in its path. And for those who don't know, the Colossal Cleave actually goes through walls, which is pretty cool, honestly. And now, for the most curious part of the build is the infusion. Now, what fighting style should I use? Chop? Is Iron Leg really that good? Should I not use it? For those who are educated, you may be wondering also why I'm not using Sailor Fist for this build, because Sailor Fist gives you the most attack size out of any fighting style as of this current patch and making this video. I'm a PvE person. I don't really PvP because it's just not my thing. I have done my fair share amount of PvP, and it's like whatever, I don't, it's fun. It's whatever. If you want to do that, do that. Sailor Fist, it gives you really good speed bonus, gives you really good attack size, but does not give you the damage stat. Iron Leg gives you really good damage, it gives you really good attack size, but it does not give you any speed when you infuse it onto your weapons. So that is the trade-off. I want the damage over the speed, but that is what I decided to choose. If you want to use Sailor Fist over Iron Leg because you want the speed, that's fine. I get it. It's honestly probably preferable for most players, and do I recommend it? Yeah, honestly. I mean, But for those PvE nerds that like doing the content within the game and not bothering with PvP, I really do recommend you use Iron Leg over anything else because of the damage it gives you. I promise you will be hitting damage numbers in the 400s, 500 range, around there. You know, it's ridiculous what you can do. I'm going to go ahead and showcase this build off in action, of course. So we have our first moves, which, you know, are always going to be our ranged moves. Staying in the air with this build is pretty much essential, especially if you want to avoid getting hit by a lot of other AoE moves that you don't like. And as you can see, I am hitting everything in this room, and I don't have to aim. I can just stand anywhere pretty much in the room, and he's going to get hit, and I don't really have to try. The thing about Colossal Cleave is that it'll actually hit multiple times, as you saw there. It just hit him 3 times, which is ridiculous. So yeah, you can rack up some damage with Colossal Cleave, and I don't even have to try, and I got a drop, look at that. So yeah, as you can see, this build is pretty good. I know I was just fighting General Argos, so, you know, don't give me shit for that in the comments, but I'm just showcasing it because it's General Argos. He's perfect for this kind of, like, showcase. But that's besides the point. So Warlords are kind of underlooked by a lot of the community, and most people don't actually play Warlords, but once you actually kind of understand that their moves are fucking really cool, and, you know, they kind of make you feel like a boss, you know, it makes you want to play them more often. Trust me, this build has been my favorite build that I've done in this game. This is my main character now. That's really all I've been playing is the Warlord, so most of the player base probably will see this and be like, oh, well, there's no speed in it, so why am I using it? But for those of you that are a little bit more perceptive, you'll notice that, hey, attack size, I don't have to aim, you will kill anybody in your radius, so they have to respect you and spam range just to defeat you. And for a lot of players in this game, a lot of people, they don't use range. They use their smashy techniques. They use their fucking fighting style, they spam, you know, warlock, whatever. This build makes you respect them. And of course, you're probably wondering, well, Chop, why don't you really use the fighting style during that? Why are you using your weapons? Well, one, this character is all about using weapons, so I'm really not going to use the fighting style. For those who like using the fighting style, you can. I mean, like, your damage really isn't lacking, as you just saw. You know, 288 damage, you know, 284 damage, like 258 damage, you know, and you know, yeah, the move that never lands because God forbid they update the hitbox on it, and you know. Yeah, I don't really use the fighting style, not because, it's just mainly just because I don't like using fighting styles, because, you know, I have a Berserker for that exact reason. That's the only reason, like, you know what I mean, that's what I made anyways, so it's like, I don't want to use fighting styles on a build that is not about that, it's about the weapons. So, the thing about Colossal Cleave is Colossal Cleave will actually hit behind the player, so it'll actually hit anyone that's over there as well, even though you're sending it that way, which a lot of people don't know. Honestly, it's kind of funny. So you can actually mess with people. And for those wondering why I'm using Tiger Rush, no reason. It's just a mix-up because not many players actually use the grab moves on their weapons. So, and most of the people will actually look at this and like, oh, he's using an AoE move, run away, and then you're actually just gonna fly right at their face really fast, and they're just not ready for it. But yeah, you'll actually get higher damage numbers with the Colossal Greatsword than you would with the Lion's Halberd because of, as you can see, 1.15 damage, 1.10 damage. You know, you get a 0.05 increase on the Lion's Halberd or the Colossal Greatsword than you do with the Lion's Halberd. But as you can see, you actually get more attack size with the Lion's Halberd than you do with the Colossal Greatsword. So, of course, obviously, it's situational. If you can land a consistent hit with the Colossal Greatsword and then, you know, land a consistent hit, as you can see, there 439 damage. That's how much you can do with this thing. It's kind of ridiculous, and as you can see, the AoEs are absolutely gigantic. I mean, come on now, it's ridiculous the kind of AoE you can do with this thing. I mean, right there, I just killed like 4 people up there. Jesus, man, that's ridiculous. And of course, as you can see, the build is ridiculous. Pretty much don't even have to try. And I killed a fucking Centurion, apparently, somewhere, which I don't... No idea where that was at. I guess he was right up there or something. I have no idea. Yeah, you're gonna be hitting a lot of things unintentionally with this build. So, as you can clearly see, this build is fucking awesome. It makes you feel like a boss in this game. It really does. The absolutely gigantic attack size, the absolutely insane damage you're outputting for the attack size is absolutely ridiculous, and I promise, if you use this build in PvP, players will fucking hate you, because no one likes playing against attack size builds. So yeah, I definitely recommend it for those who want to make this kind of build. And hey, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you didn't like the video, make sure you leave a comment down below why. I appreciate all comments, and I of course appreciate all the criticism. It's the only way to grow on the channel. And as always, make sure you dislike the video if you didn't like it. I